will show you handcuffing techniques when the partner is on the ground after a direct enforcement situation. We will demonstrate it at first without any rush. I will explain the details or where to hold him down, where exactly I have to place the handcuffs and the different possibilities to handcuff him.
wo der tiefste Punkt ist, um
Bernd,
zu filmen,
please lay down.
wie ich die Handfessel anlege. Okay, Bernd, kannst du Sie bitten? Okay, auch hierbei.
As I said before, we had a direct enforcement situation before. He now already has his hands on his back. We have put him down and our partner on the other side has already pulled out his handcuffs. Now his hands are very well positioned and I can easily handcuff them here by tying this one up first and now the other one. Bernd is not too flexible here because of his muscles and so we cannot put his hands a lot higher on his back here. We will handcuff him at the lowest point here, that's fine. And do not forget to lock them. So this is the standard handcuffing on the back. It is important not to pull the hands up to here, that hurts. Just put the hands down here right at the coccyx. The next technique where we lock the hands on top of each other will be at this level as well. Here both hands were next to each other, so I lock them in a parallel position.
Hier ist optimal, beide Arme lang parallel. Unser Partner gegenüber ist in der Regel.
Normally we have a partner here controlling that other arm, and I deal with this arm and one of us will handcuff him. I will show you in a minute how you can do it even if you are alone by controlling one arm with the legs. So you've got both hands free to handcuff your opponent. So this was the first variation. Both backs of the hands facing each other for persons who cannot put their hands very close together in the back. And don't forget to lock. Now I will take them off. Again, this was the kind of handcuffs that are very practical for having the lock on both sides. I don't have to pay attention to where I can lock it. So now I will show the variation with the hands on top of each other. That means I just pushed him down in a direct enforcement situation and I already locked up his hand. Using this technique I have to make sure that his hand is on the lowest point here, because the other hand will have to go underneath it. It is not practical trying to put this hand up to here, because as you see, I already feel a limit of flexibility. This is why I put the arm down here. So, this is the variation where you have one hand on top and one below. Again, make sure to have the lowest point on this hand and then the lowest point with the other hand here. As you saw, if your opponent has a lot of muscles here in the back, he will not be able to lift the other arm high enough here in the back. I have to be prepared for that. Of course, there are also people who are flexible enough that I can turn their arms up to here, but in this case I have to use the lowest point here and then lock the other hand even lower and not higher. And the next important point is, once you are finished with handcuffing him, I don't let him just lie there. There's a danger that he could die from suffocation because the entire weight of his upper body is now pressing here on his chest. It will become harder and harder for him to breathe, so we help him to stand up. We reach here underneath his arm to turn him around into a sitting position. He can stay here.